So everybody's talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, particularly Sam Wilson, who picked up the mantle of Captain America recently in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This actually happened in the comics a while ago. He's back to being the Falcon, by the way. I don't know if they're going to change it back and give him the Captain America costume again or what. They're in a very strange place with that. But I wanted to show you guys what's going on with Marvel Comics right now, particularly with the staff that's at Marvel Comics, because they like to preach constantly about the world outside your window. Well, what's going on inside the window at Marvel Comics? Let's check some stuff out. Children of Adam, for example, recently came out. A lot of people were talking about it because it's a terrible, terrible comic book. And it's all about, having diverse characters here. And then we have the classic, the original, the one everyone loves to comment on, New Warriors. Very lazy comic that was supposed to be all about inclusion, and everyone laughed at it because it's terrible. It's terrible. It's full of terrible characters, terrible art, and it was offensive to the people they were trying to get to buy it, particularly with Snowflake and Safe Space, which had the entire internet laughing. Both sides of the aisle, by the way, which made this even better. This comic actually never came out, which is funny because it is somewhat completed. They at least finished 3 of the 5 issues, I guarantee it. But it's not coming out. It'll never see the day. It'll never see the light of day. But that doesn't mean this is going to stop. They're going to continue to be out of touch because they have no idea what they're doing. This is why comic books are $5 now, or at least the DC ones are going up to $5 because they have to make the cost up somewhere because no one's buying these books. So what do? They just push the cost of the comic onto you by charging you more money for it. That way, they can still put books out like this, Women of Marvel. So this is a comic that's all about the female characters at Marvel. It's a celebration of women at Marvel. Honestly, don't think there's anything bad with that. However, these comics never sell. They literally just put them out so that they can say, we are very, very woke, and, here's our comic to prove that. And it's $6. So comic book shops order a bunch of these. They put it online and they can say, look at the great thing we did. Except it doesn't sell. Therefore, causing comic book prices to go up more and more and more. While the quality goes down and down and down. Take a Marvel comic and rub your finger on the inside of the page. Hell, you can do it to the cover at this point. And ink will come off. It's literally the cheapest paper in the world. It's cheap product. At least give it to DC. DC at least still has quality in their paper. Like, you won't have the ink run off onto your finger while you're reading a DC comic book. But it will happen with Marvel because the Marvel books are cheap garbage. But there was something funny inside of this book that was sent to me that I wanted to show you guys. And I don't really know if they realized what they did here, but it's kind of funny either way. Also, this is public information. You can buy this online. Women of Marvel #1. You can purchase this. It's there. This is all public. Okay. And these are all, in my opinion, public figures because they are high staff at Marvel Comics. So they listed literally all the women at Marvel in the comic. By the way, don't contact anybody in here. Don't bother anybody. This is just to show you the hypocritical side of Marvel. I want you to take notice of something. Okay, all these editors, all these high-profile people at Marvel, proofreading, publishing talent, and scheduling coordinator, associate manager, all these high-level positions, they're all white women. All of them. Over here, assistant managing editor, assistant editor, senior editor, editor, assistant manager, coordinator, talent relations, and then, finally, a black woman. She's a host, producer, consultant. Not a position of power. She's a host, producer, consultant. Every one of these women are young white women. And these are the people at Marvel. But I thought they championed diversity. Well, where is the diversity of these women at Marvel? There is none. It's all a bunch of young white women. Where is the diversity in their power structure? There is none. They put this woman here. She's not an editor. She's not an assistant manager or a manager. She's a host producer. She hosts their YouTube show, a talk show. That's it. And they even give her a terrible bio. It has her swearing in it. While everybody else is about all these responsibilities that they do and stuff. It's like, are you trying to push it? Like, oh, that's all you can do is have vulgar comments in there in her bio? You can't give her a thoughtful bio like everybody else? This is the hypocrisy of Marvel. Now, if they really championed diversity and inclusion like they say they do, then some of these women would step by and make sure that some people of color absorb their roles, but they don't. See, this is literally just this is Marvel Comics. A bunch of Karens pretending that they care when really they're just limousine liberals. Except they don't have the money like the ones in California have. I'm pretty sure all of them live pretty poorly. The pay's not that good over at old Marvel Comics. Not for editors anyway. Not even for really artists and writers anymore. Nobody really makes any money in that business anymore. Unless you're independent. I'm putting a comic book out. And I'm not sure how well it'll do. You know, it's all a gamble. But I'm pretty sure it'll probably, you know, end up doing better than like somebody that works at Marvel earns, you know. But I could be wrong. But it's just funny to me, you know. It's like when you go on Twitter, it's always like these white women telling everybody else how they need to live and speaking for people that they have no experience living as. That's literally what Marvel Comics is. The sea of white women. You think that they would hire some people with the perspectives like they claim are needed for New Warriors and Children of the Atom, but they don't seem to do that. Not in the positions of power at Marvel Comics. It's very hypocritical, and I'm trying to point out the hypocrisy here because I think sometimes this goes over the point I'm trying to make here goes over some people's heads sometimes. Like, my point is that they preach all day about all this stuff. And when you look at their power structure, their editorial staff, the staff at the actual office of Marvel, it's nothing but white women. So you think some of them would step down and bring on some people that they claim that need these positions. Let's see if they're willing to make that kind of action happen. Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.